The series is currently locked at 2 games apiece. As we approach tip-off for tonight's Game 5 at Madison Square Garden, the atmosphere is reaching a fever pitch. But while tonight is the immediate hurdle, the real story of this playoff run is not about a single win or a single loss. It is about a fundamental shift in the architecture of this franchise. We are seeing the birth of a new offensive and defensive philosophy. In some ways, the even-keeled perspective is that whether this series ends in 6 games or 7, the blueprint we discovered in Game 4 has changed the ceiling of this team. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the high post revolution, the evolution of the secondary playmaker, and why the Knicks have finally moved past the era of overdependence. In Game 4, we saw Karl-Anthony Towns fully embrace his role as the high post hub of the offense. His triple-double was a marvel, but the strategic implications are far more important. By positioning Towns at the elbow, the Knicks have effectively neutralized the defensive pressure that previously suffocated Jalen Brunson. When your center can facilitate, it forces the opposing defense to make an impossible choice. If the Hawks stay home on the shooters, Towns has a clear lane to the basket. If they collapse on him, the perimeter is exposed. This is not just an adjustment for Atlanta, this is a structural necessity for any team with championship aspirations this year. The high post revolution allows the Knicks to maintain flow without relying on predictable high screen and roll sets. This is a permanent shift in the architecture that will serve them long after this postseason concludes. Now, the Game 4 victory proved that the most dangerous version of Jalen Brunson is a Brunson who can defer. By allowing Karl-Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges to handle more of the playmaking responsibilities, Brunson was able to operate as an off-ball threat. This makes him significantly harder to scout. When he's coming off pin downs or utilizing backdoor cuts, he's no longer the target of a triple team. The analytical reality is that lowering Brunson's usage rate actually increases his efficiency. It keeps his legs fresh for the fourth quarter and allows the offense to remain diverse. Moving forward, the Knicks must continue to cultivate the secondary playmaking. It is the only way to ensure that the offense remains elite against the high-level defensive schemes that they will face in the later rounds if they get there. While the offense is evolving, the defensive identity has reached a level of connectivity that is rare in the postseason. Mikal Bridges and Anunoby are the two pillars upon which this entire team is built. In Game 4, their ability to lock down the perimeter without requiring help from the bigs was the difference maker. They held the Hawks to under 100 points on their home floor, which is a testament to their individual accountability. What makes this duo special for the long term is their switchability. We're looking at two wings who can guard positions 1 through 4 with elite precision. This allows Mike Brown to stay with his defensive standard even when the Hawks go small. The synergy between Bridges and Anunoby has created a defensive floor that is virtually impossible to break through. This is the foundation of the 53-win era, and it is a foundation built to last. Now, one thing I'll say is that we do need Mikal Bridges to snap out of his offensive struggles quickly. We need him to be more of a threat on the offensive end of the court, because sometimes when he misses his shots, his defense gets affected by it. Also, one of the most promising developments of the last week has been the improved rotation logic. Mike Brown has stopped gambling with the no-star lineups that bleed points. By staggering the minutes of Brunson and Towns, the Knicks have ensured that the offensive pressure remains constant for 48 minutes. This stability is crucial for the longevity of the playoff run. It prevents the starters from reaching extreme fatigue and allows the bench players like Deuce McBride and Jordan Clarkson to operate within their specific roles. If the rotation remains this disciplined, the Knicks will be the freshest team in the bracket as the rounds progress. The bench is no longer just a way to rest the starters, it is a strategic weapon. Tonight at the Garden, the goal is a 3-2 series lead, but the broader goal is proving that this architecture is sustainable. The Knicks have survived the identity crisis of the first 3 games and emerged as a more balanced unit. They have proven that they can win a defensive slugfest, and they have also proven they can win when their superstar point guard is not the leading scorer. This is the championship blueprint. It is a team that trusts the system and anchors its identity in defense. The 53 wins in the regular season were the training ground for the tactical evolution that we are seeing right now in the playoffs. The architecture is stable, the stars are aligned, and the city is ready for a deep playoff run. So as always, I'm staying even-keeled. Game 5 will be a battle of wills, but the structural changes that we have discussed today are the reason that the Knicks should be favored not just tonight, but for the remainder of the postseason. But let me know in the comments, do you think the Towns facilitator role is the most important adjustment of the season, and who is your X factor for tonight? I will be in the comments all day talking hoops as we get ready for tip-off. It's been KNYT here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.